What is going on, Haunt Nation? It's your boy Ant, and as you can see, I'm alone. That's because my boy T had some personal issues still that he had to take care of, so that forced me to go alone to Reaper's Revenge in Oliphant, PA. Oliphant, PA is just outside the Scranton area, so it's basically Scranton, Pennsylvania. Reaper's Revenge is a haunted hayride and multiple other attractions. There are 5 attractions all told, and it's always been a good haunt year after year that we've been there. We did not go last year because basically half the haunt was closed. You know, cost benefit ratio, other things to do versus that. Figured we'll skip a year. Closed due to COVID, honestly. So not necessarily their fault. But figured skip a year, even though they did have a new attraction open, still half the park was closed. So figured skip a year, go back this year maybe, which I did, and see what it's like. And again, it did not disappoint. Um, as you can see, my broke ass is sitting here with a nice glass of scotch, some Caribbean Reserve. Oh, that's lovely. And an Aurora cigar for those of you who hate on my cigars and sometimes our drinks. So, there is a big field to park in. When they have an overflow, they will make you wait in a queue, and then you will proceed to the main lot and park. Parking is $3. It is cash only, so have $3 with you. Um, you will have to sign a waiver. Basically, I'm guessing just because these people don't want to be sued and lose their property to you because you tripped and fell when you were running and you weren't supposed to be. There is a security checkpoint where you will be wanded. Now, you shouldn't be bringing fucking weapons to a haunt, right? We've said this before. I mean, I get it. Sometimes you're used to carrying like a pocket knife. You might walk there. You're going to have to bring it back to your car. Don't bring weapons to a haunt. You're going there to be scared. You're not going there to defend yourself from a fucking actor that's being paid to scare you, which is what you're paying them for. All right? So leave the weapons at home. They do have an ATM on site, and that's a good thing because it's cash only at the box office. Now, tickets online are $65, and you can pay with a credit card. However, they have discounts for veterans. They have on, I believe that, I don't know if that's all the time or certain nights. They had a Friday discount, which I think was $10 off their ticket price, and they have a Sunday discount, which this year was $15 off their ticket price. But you cannot use those coupons, which have to be printed and brought to the box office, online. So you have to print the coupon, bring it to the box office, and cash only at the box office. Don't be caught with your pants down. Me personally, I don't like using outside ATMs. I don't know who's collecting them, who's getting the information, whether somebody put a chip reader on them. I choose to, do my banking at a bank. So I'd say bring cash with you. Now, on to the haunt stuff. No, I'm sorry, I might have just sounded like one of those actors with a mask on. On to the haunt stuff. So, it is not a screen park. They don't say they're a screen park. So you do not get to pick and choose where you go and when you go. You start on the hayride, you proceed through the other haunts, one after another, until you are done. There are breaks in between. There are porta potties. Um, uh, there, there are concessions. I'd say you can get the concessions before you go or after you're done. There's also a big fire pit and a stage. I've never seen anybody on the stage. That's just me personally. Um, but yeah, there's a small concession stand online for the hayride, but that's it. VIP passes are sold there, but they're basically only going to get you to the front of the hayride line, which you may want to do because their hayride does get busy. Busy, busy, busy. I've been on that line for 2+ hours before. So be warned. Now, uh, they do not offer any refunds, but if they close due to rain, which they may do, because it is an outside haunt. They will put it up on their Facebook page or whatever by 4:30, so you'll know in advance. Another reason to, kind of just go there and pay the cash. You know, you buy the tickets, you're kind of stuck going there at some other point because you're not getting a refund. All right, that said, Reaper's Revenge has to have, in my opinion, the best hayride that I've been to. Bates Motel is probably a close second. And then Headless Horseman hayride always has a good hayride as well, although I do have issues and have had issues with their hayride in the past, but that's not for now. I haven't gone this year. I haven't gone in a few years, so I'm not going to start taking a shit on a place that I haven't seen in a couple of years. Things may have gotten better. Things may be different from the last time I was there. All right, that said, plenty of props hanging, different areas of the hayride with different themed elements, a lot of different movie themed elements, some things that aren't movie themed at all, mostly based in horror. One area I'm not overly fond of, but it's done really well. That much I'll say. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to ruin it for any of you that haven't been there and haven't been through the hayride. So, we don't do that here. Anyhow, some new areas to the hayride, some new things done or things moved around, some really big props and animatronics, really great. Lots of actors coming on and off of the hayride with you, outside, creeping through the woods. No dead spaces, so you're not moving from like area to area with a huge dead space in between where nothing's going on and you're just sitting on a hayride through a cornfield. This is actually not even through a cornfield, it's in the woods. So, anyhow, they also have a carnival area, which you really need to see. Lots of cool carnival theme, clowns, and all that. There's a new area, which I'm not sure what they call it. I should have actually looked before I started this, but, whatever. I'm slacking. The new area is cool. It is a clown-themed... whoa! That's dinner, boys and girls. It is a clown-themed area with the 3D paint on the walls, the orange, green type of paint. They give you 3D glasses, not the paper kind, like the plastic kind, which they sanitize in between patrons. And there are lots of actors and jump scares and things of that nature in there. I don't recall seeing too many animatronics in there. I don't think there were any, but I'm not going to swear to it. But plenty of actors, so it's by no means is it a dead area or a dead space. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Wasn't the best thing I've ever seen, wasn't the worst, but pretty cool, and it's a new extra area. So that's always a welcome thing, is when a place adds something new, and they don't subtract something or replace it. This is an absolutely new area. The hayride has lots of animatronics, different kinds of effects, lighting, fog, fire, all sorts of really cool stuff. Actors, like I said, come and go onto the hayride, and the costuming is on point. Every different area has an appropriate costume, and the costuming is good. It's really good. Very few masks, and the ones that I did see were somewhat articulated. So, you're not dealing with like a high quality Halloween store mask, like a Michael Myers type mask where nothing's articulated, you can't speak through it. The masks I did see were articulated. You could tell they were masks. They didn't look like they were silicone fit to a person type masks where they, really don't look like masks, but didn't really pull you out of the experience at all. After the hayride, you go into the pitch black. Pitch black is really cool. Sensory deprivation. It is pitch black. There are some areas that are lighted, but you will be touched. You will be, you will have to touch your way, feel your way through this haunt, because it is just that dark. There are all sorts of noises to make you, feel like you're seeing things that you can't see because it's pitch black. There are actors also in there who you really can't see because it's pitch black. You see them for a flash of a moment when there's a little bit of light that usually they're creating, but other than that, you can't see much. If you are claustrophobic, if you don't want to be touched, um, uh, this is probably one that you would want to skip. You can just not go and just walk right to the following area, which is sector 13. But I mean, I'm saying you're there, you know, just do it. Sector 13 is a post-apocalyptic wasteland type way station area gone wrong. Again, all the costuming is on point. The actors in every section of the park, I believe they said there were 170 actors in the park. The actors were all into it, all ready to scare, all doing their jobs. Nobody was wandering around, taking a break, jumping out of character. Everyone was in character, in costume, and you know, interacting with us, the audience, and it's fantastic. Honestly, fantastic. Especially when you have that large of a staff. It's amazing that that they all pretty much stay on point. Mm, that is lovely. Anyhow, onwards and upwards. So we talked about costuming, makeup where appropriate is appropriate. Well done. Sector 13 has a lot of prosthetic stuff going on, as well as regular makeup and costuming. This is what we're talking about. You know, there's this is how a haunt should be. There's no reason any haunt shouldn't be this way. You will get bumped into by other patrons, and you will probably bump into other patrons during the blackout. It's just the way it is. You can't see, they can't see. For the most part, nobody should be bumping you. I was getting shoved by the people behind me that for whatever reason must have thought I was a wall or a door that they could move. But again, I don't blame the haunt for that. As far as spacing goes, initially you're on a hayride, so there is no spacing. You're sitting next to a bunch of other people. After that, they separate you into groups. Is it your group? Not necessarily. I wound up with a couple of other people that weren't in my group, and I did not know. So the, 4 of us, 5 of us, whatever it was, went through different sections together. Is that ideal for me? No. Was it a big deal? No. We're not talking about a group of 20. And the spacing was pretty decent. They're giving 20, 30 seconds between groups. So as long as everybody's moving, you are not going to bump into anyone else. And as long as you're not sprinting, you're not going to bump into anyone else. And, for the most part, I can say I really didn't. We were moving at a normal pace. Only a couple times saw the people in front of us, waited 2 or 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and then moved on. Didn't see them. So, spacing is fine. What else did I want to talk about? The only thing that I think, personally, that is missing from Reaper's Revenge that at some point I would personally like to see is a traditional house. That's the one thing they don't have yet. And Sector 13 is amazing for what it is. The Blackout is what it is. The Carnival, fucking fantastic. The whole new clown area, great. The Hayride, beautiful. I would like to see at some point a traditional house. Will I? I don't know. Is it their thing? I don't know. Does it take away from the experience that they don't have one? No, not really. Like I said, great haunt year after year that I've been there. I think I first went maybe not the first year they opened, maybe the second, and not ever been disappointed. So, this year's review for Reaper's Revenge, Haunted Hayride, and whatever else, haunted houses. God damn it. I'm going to say is an 8.5, a solid 8.5 this year. Maybe even a little higher, but definitely a solid 8.5. 8.5, going towards a 9. We do like solid and half numbers. We don't do 3/4. So I'm not going to say 8 3/4, or like 8.8, whatever. Maybe we will at some point. But right now, yeah, solid 8.5. Great haunt. They do have the concessions, the food, typical uh, fair style fried food and things of that nature. They also do have a store that has sweatpants and hoodies and t-shirts. One thing I will say is year after year, no matter when I've been there, and it's not super late in the season, they really don't have anything in my size like that I want to buy. Like now, I'm not wearing a huge like I'm not wearing a 4XL. I'm wearing a 2XL because I like to have a little bit of room in my hooded sweatshirt, especially the pullover type. I prefer zip ups, but you almost never see those at haunts. But yeah, like they had, I think they had two XLs, and they were, they had the Reaper's Revenge logo on the front, and that was it. They didn't have a big Reaper's Revenge logo on the back or down the arm like some of the other hoodies did in smaller sizes. So to me, that seems to be a disappointment. My only real disappointment at this haunt, and it's how disappointing is it that I didn't get to spend an extra 40 or $45 on a hooded sweatshirt. I think I'll live. I didn't get to spend more money. Honestly, their loss more than mine, right? But anyway, so that is my review for Reaper's Revenge. Solid 8.5, pushing up closer towards that 9, but still a solid 8.5, and just enjoy it all the time. So if you get a chance this season, go to Reaper's Revenge. You won't be disappointed.